Until a few days ago, I was pretty optimistic. Now I really think it's quite uncertain. I think the very public nature of this conflict is going to make it very difficult for either country to back down.
Is the U.S. the one with a strong hand in these talks?
Yeah, oddly enough, it is in the sense that China exports far more to the U.S. than we export to them. Given that huge imbalance, it's not even clear China could find an equivalent number of U.S. goods to hit back with a tariff.
Ultimately, the American people will be mostly affected by this. Now, is the U.S. economy strong enough for aggressive tactics like this one?
Yeah, and we've had some very good economic data in the United States. China is actually surprised on the upside, being pretty resilient as well. So unfortunately, each side feels like better to hurt the economy a little bit, which is fundamentally strong, than be seen to be politically weak by backing down domestically.
What are the effects of tariffs on the financial markets?
Well, it's really hitting the Chinese stock market more than the U.S., but all markets are pretty integrated at this point. So, markets are nervous. They're not overreacting grossly to this, but we saw the Chinese market go down nearly 10% on the news on Monday. And that tells us if there's a fundamental breakdown, you really could see, a 10 or 15% hit to global markets.
And how do you think China will behave in all this? Will they accept requirements?
Well, I think the difficulty here is, what do we define as verification? It's very easy to monitor the flow of goods. It's very hard to monitor cooperation on things like intellectual property. In past, China had agreed to work with the U.S. And promised to sort of improve its domestic, rule of law in these areas. But without specific commitments, the U.S. is extremely skeptical.